Assalamu alaikum. So we are going to do precalculus review. So it will be a video for that subject, and it's cover most of the section you may see in precalculus, and it's very helpful for midterms and finals. But in the final, I will post some video for the final too, inshallah. All right, let's start with the precalculus first video. So we're gonna start with the first question here. Here they ask me to state the center and the radius of the given circle. So here, keep in mind that the definition of the equation of a circle is defined as the following. So we have x minus a square plus y minus b square equal r square, and the coordinate AB are the center, is the center, and r is the radius. So if I put these equations under the circle equations, the first thing I will notice is r squared. So that means r squared is equal to 15, and if I take the square root of both sides, I will get my radius, so which is square root of 15. So the radius is square root of 15. Now how can I find out the center? I just need to make these equations equal 0 and this expression equal 0, not equations but expression. So I make this expression equal 0 and make that one equal 0. So in that case I will get my center. Minus 3 both side, so y will be minus 3. So my center will be the point 6 minus 3. So here I put the center here, 6 minus 3. So the center and radius of the circle is 6 minus 3 and square root of 15. Next question. So here they ask me to find out the domain of the function g equal x squared minus 7x plus x. So this is a type of a polynomial function, and you don't have to waste your time. This is 1 second question, so you should do it right away. The domain of any polynomial, even how big the leading coefficient, the degree, is always ordinary number. It does not matter. So if I have, for example, f of x is x minus 1, this is a polynomial, or we have half x minus 1, or whatever function you have, the domain here is ordinary number. If I have h of x equal x to the 5 plus 4x cubed minus 3x squared plus 7, for example, the domain is ordinary number. Any polynomial, the domain is ordinary number, so I don't have to think about this. So either you say all real number is your solution, or you put it in interval notation, which is minus infinite, infinite. So either one of those two, based on the teacher or the professor who asks you this question, what he wants. He wants like interval notation or just like word answer. So it's up to the professor, and give the answer based on what they ask you for. Alright, for the next question, so here they ask me to multiply 3 minus 2i squared. So here it's 3 minus 2i squared. Again, this is the common mistake some students do, so please don't do that. Some students, what they do, they distribute the two. So here we have minus. If you have minus and plus, don't distribute. Distribute if you have multiplication. For example, if I have 3 times 2i squared, so I distribute the 2 on the I, the 2 on the 2, and the 2 on the 3. So here it will be 3 squared times 2 squared times I squared, because we have multiplication. Only multiplication and division. For addition subtraction, we don't do that. We do what you call it FOIL. So here we need to FOIL, or we use distribute. So distribution, this is what I like to say. So here the same thing as 3 minus 2i time 3 minus 2i. That means the first test, what you do, you expand the power. Expand the power first. Write down this in expanded form. Then you see here, I distribute 3 here times here. So I got 9 minus 6i. I do the second step. Second terms minus 2, so it's going to be minus 6i. And here I will have plus 4i squared. So as you know that I squared is minus 1. So here it will be 9. This is minus 12i plus 4 times minus 1, which is minus 4. So it's going to be 9 minus 4 minus 12i. So it's going to be 5 minus 12i. So this should be your answer for this question. So I hope it's clear. Next question. Here a picture frame measures 16 centimeter by 30 centimeter is shown. So here they give me the picture frame. So this is my picture frame. Find the area of the picture in terms of x. That means they don't ask you to find out the exact area, but they ask you to find out the area in terms of x. That means it will be a function of x, something like that, and we have like some algebraic that have x on it. So here what I need to do here, I need to find out the area of that picture. So what I need to do here, I need to define what is the length, what is the width. So as you see here, we took x from here, so that means we took x again from here. That means from the width of the frame we took 2 x's. That means here the width here will be 16 minus 2x. The length of the frame is 30. So again I took x from here and we took x from here. So that means we took 2x from. That means the length of the picture is 30 minus 2x. So what is the area? Area is length times width. So I will have my function f of x, which is the area of the picture. So and the area is the length times the width. So here will be f of x equal length is 30 minus 2x and the width is 16 minus 2x. So either you keep it as this form, and if they ask you to simplify it, so what you need to distribute and write it down in simplest form. So here I will have 480, and here we have 60 plus 32, so it's going to be minus 92x plus 4x squared. So let me make sure. So this is going to be minus 32 and this will be minus 60, so it will be minus 92. So this will be my answer if they ask me to simplify, and this if they ask me just to give the answer without simplifying. So either one will be your answer. Next question. Here let f of x equal 3x minus 1 and g of x is x squared minus 3. So here they ask you to simplify f minus g of x. So f minus g of x is the same thing as f of x minus g of x. It is the same notation, the same expression. What you do, you take the first one minus the second one. You don't do anything else. So here I will have 3x minus 1 minus g of x, but keep in mind g of x is an expression. So g of x is an expression. If I want to minus an expression, I create the parentheses. Always when you want to minus an expression, create the parentheses, because the minus is for the whole expression, not for the first term of the expression. Some students, they do this, so this is the mistake they do. So what they do minus g of x and they put g of x as it is, like that. So in that case we didn't minus g of x, we minus only x squared of g of x. That's it. So be careful. So when you want to minus an expression, put the parentheses, then put the expression inside of the parentheses. Put the expression inside of the parentheses, because here you're going to distribute the minus. So here I will have 3x minus 1 minus x squared plus 3. You see, the difference now. Now I just simplify. I have only those two which are the same, so I will have 3x plus 2 minus x squared. If they ask me to write it down in standard form, so it's going to be minus x squared plus 3x plus 2. So this is the standard form notation of a polynomial, and this is the answer. So if they don't ask you to write it down in standard form, so just keep it in this form and it's your answer. Now if I want to find out what is f of g of minus 1, so this is the same thing as f of g of minus 1. So first I need to find out g of minus 1 first, so it's going to be f of, and I substitute minus 1 into g, so it's going to be minus 1 square minus 3, so it's going to be f of 1 minus 3, which is going to be f of minus 2. Now I substitute minus 2 into the equation, so it's going to be minus 2 times 3 minus 1, so it's going to be minus 6 minus 1, which is minus 7. So here will be minus 7, and here will be minus x squared plus 3x plus 2. Next question, determine the symmetry, if any, of the graph in the given relation. So here they give me a quadratic function. So we know by definition, so the quadratic function is defined as ax squared plus bx plus c, and the vertex of the quadratic function give you two information, so minus b over 2a, and the second information of the vertex is 4ac minus b squared over 4a. So this is my axe of symmetry. So the vertex has two information. This is my axe of symmetry, which is the x-axis. That means it's a vertical axe, which is vertical line. Okay, and this is either my minimum or my maximum value, either max or min value of the function. So it depends of a. If it's a is positive, is the minimum. If a is negative, is the maximum. So here they ask me to find out the symmetry, so the axe of symmetry. So here I'm going to use only that equations. So my axe of symmetry is my x-axis, my x value of the vertex, which is x equal minus b over 2a. So I just need to divide what is a, what is b here. So here is the same thing as y x squared minus 2 is the same thing as 1 x squared plus 0 x minus 2. That means this is my b, this is my a, and this is my c. So as you see here, I just need to do it in this form, is minus 0 over 2 times 1, which is just 0. So my axe of symmetry is x equals 0, which is the y-axis. So I hope you got the idea behind how to find out the axe of symmetry of a quadratic function, and how to define the maximum and the minimum value for a quadratic function. Next question. Here they ask me to graph this function. This is absolute value function. So we know the absolute value function in general form, which is the linear one, is defined as g of x, or let's rename it f of x better. So the general form of linear absolute value equations is a absolute value of bx plus c plus d. So this is the general form. In our case here, a is minus 1 and d is 0, b is 1 and c is minus 2. So you should know that the vertex of this, because keep in mind that the absolute value has a v form, either that shape or that shape. That means there is a vertex here and here. So this is my vertex and this is my vertex. So I need to find out the coordinate of the vertex first of any absolute value. Find the vertex. So how to define the vertex? The vertex is defined as the following, as minus c over b d. So this is the y of the vertex, and when we minus this expression, it gives me the x of the vertex. So here, what I do here, I know that d here is 0 because this is just plus 0. So I know that d of the vertex is 0. I just need to find out x of the vertex by making x minus 2 equals 0. So if I make x minus 2 equals 0, I got my x equal 2. So I know that the vertex for my equations is 2, 0, or my function is 2, 0. And here we have a equal minus 1. What does it mean? It will tell me if the vertex is the max or the min of the function. So when a is negative, the vertex is the max. That means the graph will be look like this. So it's gonna face down. So here I know that a is equal minus 1. So that means the shape of the graph will be like this, and the vertex is my maximum value. So, and absolute value is always positive, and this is minus. That means the whole expression is going to be negative, which means it's going to be below the x-axis. So here I draw my graph, you see, and I will set my points. So this is 1, 2, 3. So this is the location of the vertex. Now when x equals 0, to find out the y-intercept, what I do, I make x equals 0. So my g of 0 will be minus 0 minus 2, which is just minus 2. So it's going to be here. This is 1 minus 1. This is minus 2. So this is my y, and this is my vertex. So I just need to create this is 4 here. So when I add 4 is the same thing as 0. So it's 2 here minus 2. So now I just need to connect with the 2 line here. So I just need to draw my line here for the first one and the line for the second one. So here for g of 4 I will have the same value. So it's going to be minus 4 minus 2, which is minus 2, which is minus 2. So as you see, this is how we graph absolute value function. And keep in mind, always try, especially for the linear, try to find out the vertex. And this is the way how to find out the vertex if they give me absolute value function like this form. Alright, next question. So here the point minus 11, 2 is on the graph y equal f of x. That means x at equal minus 11, the y will be 2. So the point here we have x, y, which is the same thing if I have x, f of x, because y is my f of x. So the first question, a point on the graph of y equal f of x plus 2. So this means what is my point here is going to be x and f of x plus 2, which is the y. But you see here, it's not the x. The inside is my x. That means this is not my x. That means I will pick the inside that its function. That means it's going to be x plus 2 is my x coordinate, and f of x plus 2 is my y coordinate. This is how you should see it. Don't put x, f of x plus 2 like I did at the beginning. So the inside is your x coordinate, and the outside is your y. The y is unchanged here, but the x is changed. That means here I will have my y, so this is become x plus 2 y. So we know that y equal to only if the x coordinate is equal minus 11. That means this, I will make this one equal minus 11, and this will be 2. So in that case, what I will have x plus 2 equal minus 11 and y equal 2. Then I will get my x value. So here will be x equal minus 13 and y equal 2. That means the point for that function is a is minus 13, 2. Here we have x is the same, but the y is minus 2 f of x. So what is my f of x here? Is 2. So that's mean I will have minus 11 for the x, and we have minus 2 times 2, which is minus 11 minus 4. So this will be my point for the second question. So I hope it's clear. So here the inside is your x. That means you make x plus 2 equal to minus 11, because this is the y, and this y happen only at minus 11. That means y equal to only at minus 11. That means I make the inside equal minus 11. So I hope it's clear. For this question here, they give me r, which is half k a1 plus a2, and they ask me to solve for k. So this is straightforward. So this is just an equation. So half k a1 plus a2. So first of all, what I do, I multiply both sides by 2. So I got my 2r equal k times a1 plus a2. So don't distribute the k, you don't need to. I just need to understand that this expression is a number. This expression is just one number. I divide both sides by the same number. So that's means I will have 2r over a1 plus a2 will be my k, and this will be my answer. Don't distribute, you move this, and you just like keep rotating around the question. So keep in mind that if a parenthesis and something times the parenthesis, the inside of the parenthesis is one expression, and one expression can be seen as one number. You can see it as one number. That's means you can divide by the whole expression. Next question. So here they ask me to solve for this inequality. So there's two ways you can do it. So it's up to you. I will show you both ways. So but I prefer the second one. So the first way is I keep the whole inequality. So I have minus 3 is less than 2 minus x over 4, which is less than 1. And the second way, I split the inequality, which is I prefer. Why? Because in that way is safe, and because with this is a compound inequality, so I'll use and here. This is not or, and we have 2 minus x over 4 is less than 1. So here, whatever I do in one side, I do it for the whole inequality. So here first I multiply the whole thing by 4. So that's my distribute 4 here, and 4 here. So I got minus 12. So I don't need parentheses anymore now. I got minus 12 here. This is less than. You see, I multiply the whole thing by a positive. This means the sign of the inequality stays the same. So when I multiply by 4, it's like canceling the 4. So I got 2 minus x. This is 4. Now what I do here, I minus 2 on all sides. So here it's become minus 14 minus x, and this is 2. Now what I do here, I divide the whole thing by minus 1. But keep in mind, when we divide by minus, what happens to the sign? The sign flip. That's mean the first thing what you do before you write down the answer, flip the sign. Then this is going to be 14, this is x, and this is minus 2, and this will be my answer. Now in that way is simpler. Why? Because you do it in 2 steps, and you do it in a way that you already know how to do it. So here what I do, I multiply the whole thing by 4. The same thing I do here. So I got minus 12 is less than 2 minus x, and I will have 2 minus x is less than 4. Now I minus 2 both sides. I minus 2 both sides. So here I will have minus 14 is less than minus x, and I will have minus x is less than 2. Divide by minus 1. divide by -1. This means here the sign flip, going to be 14, and here again the sign flip is going to be -2. So as you see here, it's the same thing as 14 is greater than x, which is greater than -2, which is the same answer we got here. Next question. So here they asked me to graph e to the x and ln of x. So I should know that e to the x is an exponential function, and we already know that the exponential function, when f of 0, which is e to the 0, is 1, so it's going to pass by 1, and it's always above the x-axis. The x-axis is my asymptote, so this is the standard. This is how this is of e of x. So in order for me to graph ln, I just need to draw my line of symmetry, because each one is the inverse of the other one. So you see I didn't do it in the right way, so I need to redo my graph of e to the x. So in that case I can draw my, alright, so this is, so my e to the x should be this way. So let's go up like this, and by symmetry I draw my ln. So my ln should be again this way, and it has y-axis as asymptote, which is a vertical asymptote. So normally this graph and this graph should look the same. The only thing is this one move face up and this one face down. So this is about how to graph the function and its inverse. This is e to the x, so this is just y equal x here. This is y equal x, which is the axis of symmetry of the two function, and this is my ln of x. So it's the shape is not the same, but it should be the same. So this is exactly how we should like. So when we reverse this on that side, should match that graph, and the same thing if I want to reverse this on the other side, it should match that side. It's like this line is my mirror, so this and this should be the same. They don't look the same here, but it should be the same. I hope you get the idea. Alright, so let's move on here. So here they ask me to solve the inequality using the graph. So what's this? This is my function, so which is 9x over x squared minus 16. This is my function, and this is the graph of that function. And what they want when x is greater than 0. That means when the function is above the x-axis. When the function is above the x-axis. So in this interval from here to here, the function is above the x-axis, and here till the end the function is above the x-axis. In that interval it's below, that means negative, and here it's below. This is -4, so this is -1, -2, -3, -4, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is go to infinite. So as you see here, between -4 and 0, you see, because here we have equal, so I'm going to include the 0, is positive, and from 4 till infinite is positive. So my answer here will be, the solution will be on the interval -4, because this is asymptote, so it's not included, so it's going to open parentheses to 0 union, and here is going to be open parentheses 4 to infinite. So I include the 0 because we have equal sign. If there is no equal sign, it's going to be a parentheses here. Here we have a parentheses because this is an asymptote, the vertical asymptote. So this is my solution for that inequality. let g of x equal 3x minus x plus 1, and ask me to find out g of p minus 2. So this is straightforward. So g of p minus 2, I just need to substitute x by p minus 2, so it's going to be 3 times p minus 2 square, because this is my x, minus, because this is an expression, so you see I put minus, I'm going to create parentheses, p minus 2, because I'm putting instead of x is a variable, but p minus 2 is an expression, so each time I want to change a variable by expression, I create the parentheses. Even if you have plus, create the parentheses. Get used or get the habit to have the parentheses created if you want to change a variable by an expression. Here, plus 1. Now here, it's not distribute, it's not distribute, it's not distribute. Here we FOIL, or you expand, then you distribute each term. So they're going to be 3 times p minus 2 times p minus 2. Here I distribute the minus, so it's going to be minus p plus 2 plus 1. So here I have 3 times, because 3 is times the whole answer. So they're going to be p squared minus 2p minus 2p plus 4. So as you see here, minus p plus 2 plus 1, which is plus 3. Now simplify and distribute the 2, so I got the 3, so 3 first, so it's going to be p squared minus 4p plus 4 minus p plus 3. Distribute the 3, so it's going to be 3p squared minus 12p plus 12 minus p plus 3. Simplify, so it's going to be 3p squared minus 13p plus 15, and this will be my answer. So here will be 3p squared minus 13p plus 15. So I hope it's clear here. So last question for today. So here they ask me to find out the linear function h. So how we define linear function? So h is a x plus b. So x is the variable of the function, but a and b are the fixed constant, which is the slope and the y-intercept. As you see here, we have 2 unknown here. When we have 2 unknown, that means you have to create a system of equations with 2 equations, because you have 2 unknown. A system of equations with 2 equations. If you have 2 unknown, you need to create a system of equations of a system of 2 equations. If you have 3 unknown, you need to create a system of equations of 3 equations. Here, to create those, I'm going to use the inputs they give me here for minus 1 and 2. So for h minus 1, so I just substitute x by minus 1 is going to be minus a plus b, and h minus 1 is equal to half, so it's going to be half equal minus a plus b. I do the same thing here. We have h2, which is equal to a times 2, which is 2a plus b, and we know that h2 equal 1/3, so which is 2a plus b. So my equations, you see, I don't want to deal with the fraction, because which is some students say I hate fraction. It's not about the hating fraction, but if you are weak in fraction, please don't say I hate fraction. Just assume that you are not strong in fractions, so practice on it. Make sure that this not is your weakness. So what we do here, in order for me not to deal with the fraction, I multiply by the denominator. So here I multiply by 2, here I multiply by 3. So what happened here, it's cancelled, so it's going to be 1 equal minus 2a plus 2b, and here is going to be 1 equal 6a plus 3b. Now I don't have any fraction in this expression, so what I do, I set my system of equations. So I got minus 2a plus 2b equal 1, and 6a plus 3b equal 1. Now we are going to solve for a and b, so I'm going to use elimination here. So I multiply here by 2, and here I multiply here by minus 3. So in that case I will end up having minus 4a plus 4. Oh, you see, I flipped. I need to multiply here by 3 and the top by 2. So this is 3, this is 2. So in that case I will have the same coefficient with for b. I need to have the same coefficient for b. So here's going to be minus 6a plus 6b equal 3, and here I will have minus 12a minus 6b equal minus 2. So as you see here, if I multiply here by 2, I multiply here by 3, I didn't do nothing in fact. So I will still have the same problem. So but when you multiply here by 3, which is the coefficient of 3 here, and multiply here by the negative coefficient of that one, so I will have the same coefficient with the opposite sign. So in that case, if I add both equations, the b will be eliminated. So here, if I add both equations, what happened here? I got 18a, here will be 0, so it cancels out, and here will be 1. So this is minus. So now I divide by minus 18 both sides. So my a will be minus 1 over 18. So this is for the first answer. Now what I do next, I substitute this into one of the equations. So it's better for me to substitute here, because in that case I will have no problem with the fraction. So it's going to be 6 times minus 1 over 18 plus 3b equal 1. So here I will have minus 1 third plus 3b equal 1. If you don't want to deal with the fraction, multiply by the denominator. So I will have minus 1 plus 9b equal 3. So I will add 1 both sides. So I got 9b equal 4. Then what I do next, divide by 9. So 9b equal 4 divided by 9. So my b will be 4 over 9. So my equations will be minus 1, let me use another color. So minus 1 over 18x plus 4 over 9, and this will be my final answer for this linear function. So I hope you got the idea for this first part. So please, if you have any comment, please do so. It will help me improve my way of teaching. And thank you very much for watching the video, and Assalamu alaikum.